Everybody loves a good rant video until you disagree with what they say. What's up, my horror fiends? I'm Eric Harrison, and welcome to the Death Twitch Horror Review. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while, but I figured, hey, if I'm gonna jump back on the saddle and start doing this shit again, I'm a little rusty. What better way to get the blood pumping and the juices flowing than to do a good old-fashioned rant video? It's something I'm very passionate about that I dislike, so it'll kind of get things going. And yeah, let's do this. Without further ado, this is Cult of Chucky from 2017.
Hi. I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Chucky told me. He's coming for you.
Cult of Chucky on Blu-ray and digital October 3rd.
Cult of Chucky was written and directed by Don Mancini, and it stars Alex Vincent, Jennifer Tilly, Fiona Dourif, and of course Brad Dourif comes back to play the title character himself, Charles Lee Ray, aka Chuckster, Chucky, Chuckster, whatever. You get the idea. Alright, so the plot of this movie is... That's a good question. I wonder what the plot of this movie is. This is what I got for you. So at the end of the previous installment, Curse of Chucky, Nika is sent away to an insane asylum because every time somebody reports that there's a doll going around killing people, everybody thinks they're insane naturally. And so this picks up at where that one left off. We get to see her coming into the insane asylum. She meets all the different characters. Of course, Chucky dolls show up, and of course, Child's Play shenanigans ensue. And that's the best I'm gonna get because there wasn't a lot to work with this plot. It's kind of all over anyway. So let's talk about this shit. Now, I'm not a huge fanatic of the Child's Play movies. Like, I know a lot of people out there are. I do like the first two or three are pretty good. In fact, I consider the first Child's Play movie to be a very legitimate, good horror movie, especially considering it's about a killer doll. The fact that I can actually buy into it and take it seriously and be engaged by the movie is pretty cool. So I've got respect for the foundation of this series, but I'm not a big fan of where it goes in some of the later entries. The previous movie came out in, I believe, 2013. You guys correct me on that when I'm wrong. I know you will. But Curse of Chucky was really good. I liked it quite a bit. In fact, it might be, I'd probably put it third, you know, Child's Play 1, 2, and then Curse is pretty good. It brought the series back to the tone, a little bit more of the foundation of the original, not completely, but enough that I was quite pleased. And I was hoping that they were going to continue that trend with Cult of Chucky, that it would continue to take the source material seriously enough. I know it's about a killer doll, but it can still be taken seriously. That was demonstrated in the very first Child's Play movie. And that's the tone that I want to see out of this, and I didn't get that, so I was not too pleased with what I saw. The beginning starts with Alex Vincent coming back, and it is good to see an original actor come back to play the character from an original movie, so that's always welcome. And the opening of this movie I felt was quite promising. In fact, when I sat down to watch it for the first time, I kind of started grinning, you know, like when he's torturing Chucky with the blowtorch or whatever. That stuff, I was like, I think I might like where this is going. And then she shows up in the insane asylum, which in itself is not a bad idea. It's, especially for a Child's Play movie, it definitely makes sense that one of these would take place in an institute like that. Unfortunately for me, this over-stylization of Don Mancini with the set being so all pure white and everything so symmetrical, it's way too dreamlike and it's not based in reality, so it breaks my suspension of disbelief. When I'm looking at a set like this, I know I'm just watching a movie, so I can't get into it in that sense. So right off the bat, I'm already feeling like, oh no, I don't know if I like where this is going. Set in an insane asylum has a lot of potential, but when you do it this way, I didn't dig it. It's a little too cartoony, you know what I mean? It's not grounded in any kind of realism, unfortunately. Now, you know, of course, she's going through the insane asylum. She's meeting all these characters. We get all your typical, oh, these are insane people. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are not so interesting. I do find that the fact that A lot of them are self-aware about their problem, their illness. They'll even say, I have this problem, like I hear things and I know that about myself and stuff like that. That gives a little bit more dimensionality to the characters, so it's something to work with. Not a whole lot, but it's something.
I'm a schizophrenic. I see things.
Aren't you the crazy bitch I talked to last night on the phone?
Sometimes I hear things too.
Okay, lady. You know what? You're next.
So, but we've got Fiona Dourif, the daughter of Brad Dourif, coming back again to play Nika. And I really like her character. I liked her in Curse, and I like her in this. She's probably the only good thing about this movie is that Fiona Dourif really gives it her all. She's really trying to take her role seriously. She's delivering a serious performance. She's probably the only one in the movie. I did mention that how Alex Vincent is at the beginning. He kind of shows up here and there throughout the movie. He shows up at the end for a bit. He's really underutilized, and his acting is still very wooden and boring, unfortunately. Alex, I know you hate me for this. I know it. But, I mean, look, better than me. I can't act, so. And I mentioned Jennifer Tilly is in this movie again. She comes back to play her role of Tiffany / herself, right? And I'm, no, Jennifer, no. I get that you're in a cheesy killer doll movie, but can't you try? Can't you at least try something at all? She just plays it so over the top. It's like, you know, she just showed up for a few days to film and didn't care. It was a paycheck, and she was like, here's my line, ha ha ha. And she just plays it so fucking over the top. But that's just me. I'm sure everybody's gonna disagree with me and go, no, she's great. I think she can do better than this. Oh, and of course, I'm surprised that Brad Dourif is back, actually. Good for him. Like, even if I'm not a fan of this movie, I really respect that he's willing to keep coming back for these roles. No matter how good or bad they might be, he's committed to being Chucky for as long as he's alive. So props to Brad for that. All right, so what else? Oh yeah, I can say that if there's anything good to say about this movie besides Fiona Dourif's performance, it's that there's at least gore. There's plenty of gore. There's you know, these effects. There's gore. There's kills. So there's that. And of course, they've got one of the more interesting kills in the movie is really reminiscent of a kill that was from Bride of Chucky. So I don't know if they're just paying homage to themselves there, or they just ran out of ideas and did it again. But it's still cool, even seeing it a second time. It's like, all right, I guess it was so nice you had to do it twice. What else? Oh yeah, the dolls look bad. There are multiple Chuckies in this movie. There's the Chucky head that Andy keeps at his house and tortures and talks to. And it looks really good, the animatronics on it, everything about it looks really great. The other ones, because they are imitation dolls of Chucky, the cult, so to speak, the quality of them is not so good. It's the way the face looks, the expressions is not all there. The motions, even the puppeteering and the animatronics and everything is just not that great. It's like the dollar store Chucky. I suspect that's something they did on purpose because they're not necessarily the main Chucky, right? So make the quality of them a little bit lower, or maybe they just couldn't afford better dolls. But either way, it's a little distracting. We could have used better puppeteering, especially when a movie like Child's Play revolves very much around how well the special effect looks and works. Now, the idea of multiple Chuckies is actually pretty interesting. There's a lot of things that can be done with that, but in this movie, everything is squandered. Everything is squandered in this movie. They bring back Alex Vincent. He just kind of pokes around here and there, and then just nothing happens. He doesn't do anything. Jennifer Tilly just shows up to be over the top, whatever. And they just squander all these possibilities. They got multiple Chuckies. There's a lot of more interesting things that could have been done with that premise than what was actually done. Imagine the suspense and the things that could play out with different Chuckies running around. I will say that I did have a laugh out loud moment when the Chuckies, the three of them or whatever, are talking to each other and having a little back and forth, being fucking silly, foul-mouthed dolls. That shit's pretty funny, I gotta say. Even if I'm not so into the comedy aspect of these movies, I prefer that they take the material seriously instead of trying to be comedic, but that's just me. There's definitely two camps of Child's Play fans. It's those of us that want the tone of the original back, and then there's those of us that just love the over-the-top aspect. And of course, there's going to be the minority that's like, I like both, so fuck you. Yeah, all right, fuck me. You're right. Okay, and I'm wrong. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then, you know, at the end, Chucky finally gets his ass into a human body, and it happens to be Nika, which is interesting that she's playing her father, and so that's cool. And she does a really fun job of like channeling Brad Dourif's Chucky character through herself. And then again, interesting premise. I feel like there's a lot that can be done with this. I sort of hope they keep her around as possessed by Chucky for the next one, at least for a little bit. I'd like to see some more of that. She's a decent actress and she can play the role. Why not? I mean, she grew up with her dad. She probably knows all of his little tics and mannerisms and whatnot. She does a good job. It's interesting. All right, so we're almost through here. Let's talk about some tidbits of trivia. Brad Dourif actually made his film debut in a movie about being in an insane asylum called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. So, you know, that's cool. It all came full circle. Now, before we wrap things up, I did invite a guest to give his thoughts on what he thinks of Cult of Chucky. He happens to be a doll himself, and I thought who would have a more informed opinion about what it's like to be a crazy little doll than Danny the Devil himself. What's up, Danny?
Hey, Eric. What's going on?
So, what'd you think of Cult of Chucky, man?
This movie sucks ass. Damn it. Oh my god. Damn. You know what, Don Mancini? What the hell were you thinking? What did you do? Hey, everybody, let's bring back Andy Barclay and Tiffany. Yeah, let's bring back Jennifer Tilly. She's all like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna act.
Yeah, she was pretty bad. It was bad.
And Andy. Here I am. I'm Andy.
Yes, Tiffany. What's going on there, Tiffany? I think I'm going to kill Chucky this time.
I don't get it. What the hell? And if you're an old schooler for Child's Play, the old ones, well, this one, you can flush it down the toilet. Fuck you! I'm still here.
Oh, Danny, settle down, brother.
Eric, you know, I hope I didn't go overboard, but I gotta find my chicks now. You know, they got business to do. You know, I got business to do. Like some of this. Later.
Well, hell yeah, thanks for coming by, and I always appreciate it. And thanks again for sharing your expertise on being a doll and Cult of Chucky. All right, man. So, well, fuck it. Let's get this shit done. I'm ready to be done with Cult of Chucky. Let's rate it. I might not go as low as you think I will. I'm going to go right down the middle. I'm going to give it a 2.5 because it's just kind of so average. Could be better. It could be worse. Yeah, I'd just go right down the middle. It's got a 2.5. It just wasn't what I was hoping for, but I know a lot of people out there really dig it. So yeah, hey, thanks for catching up with me again and checking out one of my reviews. And you know, I'm gonna try and get a few done here and there. And thanks for checking it out. Give this shit a like, and if you got something positive to say about what I had to say, support me with something in the comments, because Lord knows I'm going to get plenty of hate. So let's try to balance the light and the dark here. Anyway, I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.